Hey, what's up, everyone? I hope everyone had a great day, night, and or evening. I'm coming back at you with another video. Today's going to be much different than the rest. I've said this before. I said it last week that you guys are going to get some Final Shape viewing, and you are going to get that. Okay, I'm being honest there. I have put probably easily 40 hours alone already into the Final Shape, plus, and I don't even think that's including the raid. That might include the raid. We'll get to all of that as we do, but initially when it first started, okay, let's get into this. When the Final Shape first started, the moment you load in, all right, and it tells you go into the Pale Heart, and the way you have to go in there is Morosov having a ascendant connection in the ascendant realm from herself to Crow to get in there to open the portal to the Traveler is insane. I am still surprised that is the only way we could figure out how to get in there, but at the same time, it is what it is. What in the fuck? Oh, wait.
It sees us! It sees us! I cannot hold this any longer! There are unfathomable powers coursing through your opponent. This is not a fight you can win.
What the fuck's going on?
Go.
Jesus Christ, what in the fuck? What am I watching? I know that, Hawk. What the fuck? Is that all the ghost? What's up, Paul?
What up?
Am I Spider-Man? And then the moment you finally actually get all the way through it, all right, they give you Prismatic pretty much off the bat, which was extremely different than Strand. Yeah, they kind of did, but they made Lightfall all about Strand. All right, they didn't really make this expansion about Prismatic. It's like, yeah, it's there, use it. That's it. That's it. You didn't have to go around finding all these things, making sure that you're using Strand. No. You had Prismatic and you had Prismatic shield the enemies. That was it, and all you had to do was just destroy them. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Everything, I like that they did not have everything set up so you were only basing everything off Prismatic. It was based off trying to stop the Witness from beginning to end. It was based off getting to the top of where the Witness was at to stop him, all the way to the point to where Taj said, you don't want to have anything good. What you want is all based in fear. And the Witness was like, no, it's not. All right. Obviously, it was lying. It was lying a lot, because right before we go to that battle in the middle of that mission, okay, you end up having him offer you the ability to become a god, which really means that you're going to become a disciple, which really means you're going to be finalized anyway, okay? That makes no difference. You're going to be finalized anyway, whether you're a disciple or not. It's all dependent on who knows and understands. It explains the final shape-ish, but it still doesn't even fully explain it. The Hive think the final shape is one thing. Rogue thinks it was another thing. Everyone thought it was something else than what it actually was, and what it was nothing. It was everything just standing and being still. Whether it be your worst nightmare, you're frozen there, or your best memory, you're frozen there. There was no death, there was no living, it was it. It was a perfect stasis of nothing happening. Which for the Witness, for some reason, would end suffering. I don't understand, because from what I know of, your consciousness would still be inside that frozen state. So what about that sounds good to anyone? Even the Witness. I didn't understand where he was coming from with that. Alright? So, then when you get to the Witness final battle, what I found insane is that you didn't actually fight him directly. You had all the Veil statues say you have to go into the dark. And Zavala goes into the dark first, and we're all scared to do it because we're like, we don't know what's going to happen. Zavala goes in the dark, and the Veil statues tell him, please, for the love of God, destroy us, man. Please get rid of us. He is an abomination. This Witness is an abomination none of us like. We don't fuck with him. We don't mess with him. He's no good. Alright, we don't like this dude. For the love of God, get rid of it. We don't agree with their final shape. It's all of us, and all of us want out. The only one who wants in is the queen hive mind that is the Witness. Alright, which to me personally, it seems like there was one mind that was more in control than the rest of them. Because for every voice that didn't agree with the Witness's final shape until they could be reintegrated into the Witness after the final shape, alright, for every voice they were put into a statue. I mean, that changes everything for clarity control. What does that mean for clarity control when it comes to making the exos? I don't understand. That brings a whole new meaning to it. I thought those statues just had darkness magic inside. I didn't think it had a whole person in there. It was a whole ass person in there. And then in that Zavala scene, you start to see everyone die as they're whispering in your ear to stop this abomination, and they will be repentant in the light. So eventually you get to the final mission, you start destroying the statues. It's like, kill us, and you injure the Witness itself, and then after that it gives you a big thing to be continued in the raid, pretty much. Which, let's get to that now. The weapons well, we'll get to that actually in a second. I want to continue talking about the expansion itself. The final shape weapons have been great. I've been using the new Call sidearm all day since the expansion release. Since I got my first one, I was like, this is it. That and the Arc sidearm from the dungeon, I can never remember his name, are two of the best sidearms in general. Probably two of my favorite special ammo weapons in general, which I used to hate sidearms. I used to be a big hater on sidearms. But that was great. I mean, it couldn't have gotten any better, in my opinion. I think that the final shape is going to get Game of the Year. I hated Lightfall. I shat on the final shape a lot, and I mean a lot, before it even came out. And I mean, you could go check. I have an old video of me screaming at the TV like, what the hell is this? And honestly, when I heard about the delay, I was like, finally, something good has happened. This was necessary. So the moment that they dropped the final shape and I actually got to play it, I had high expectations for it, and I just want to say that those expectations have genuinely been surpassed by a large amount. I mean, while you're inside of the Traveler is changing over time. You're trying to free the light from the grasps of the darkness roots of the Witness. Alright, And while you're doing that, you can literally hear and see the Traveler asking for help in also getting more of its power back. And apparently you talk to one of the new characters, I can't remember the name, but they tell you that the darkness is not going to go away. So that means that the Traveler is in charge of the light and dark now? I don't understand that fully. Does that mean the Traveler also can give us Prismatic? That would be insane. I mean, technically, I guess it did come from the Traveler, right? Because it said, it gave us the power, we mix dark and light, and that was that. But I mean, the whole time we're in there, it's trying to help us out, to help itself out. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we are soldiers of the light, and we're trying to stop the destruction of everything. And the Traveler's trying to help us do that, but the Traveler can only offer us so much. And the big part of the Traveler is it wants to give you free will. All right, that's what I've noticed. It revives you back to give you almost unlimited power, to have an ability to have free will. That's why it doesn't talk to you. And apparently in the Kostov mission, which I haven't played yet, but I'll get there eventually. I was too busy doing other things. I had other things to worry about, and I was just trying to really rank my character up as fast as I could for the raid. Explains a lot of why the Traveler doesn't say anything to you, which apparently I was reading on Twitter. People are saying it explains more than anything has in the past 10 plus years. And yeah, I know it kind of talks to you through dreams, but it doesn't speak directly in a way where it's like, do this, versus the witnesses, this will be your finality, I offer you salvation, take it. To the point to where he asks you to be a disciple of the witness. He said, you can be a god. Which, to me, at first, I was like, either that's a disciple, or he's asking you to join him. Like, actually become a part of the witness, which even be fucking crazier, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, how would that work? You'd have to put the veil on your face again, and then go into the same darkness room, and then just accept going into him? What new powers could the witness even give you at that point, when he finalizes you? Because what it seems like, finalization is almost the same as the Taken. They husk you out. I guess not totally, but it almost seems like they husk you out and just, that's it. And, a lot of these guys don't know what the final shape is. The Hive thought it was sword logic, the strongest deserve to live, but it's not that. Marok didn't really seem to know what it was, besides following whatever the witness said, which was, you're not strong enough to live, which kind of follows the sword logic in a way, if I'm going to be honest. Nezrak didn't seem to really care what it was. He just wanted to spread darkness and fear. That's all he wanted. And the truth of the matter was that the final shape was nothing. It was complete stillness for infinity. It didn't matter. Whatever it was, you were stuck there. And I mean, he tried they tried to tempt Zavala in with their family again. It tried to tempt Crow by saying it'll give them the Ascendant Crown, when that's, we all know these are lies. That's what the witness is doing to get across what it wants, and what it wants is nothing. It wants everything to be done. You can't live, you can't die, it's frozen for eternity. Which to me, it's like, how do you even come up with that idea, man? That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. That's stupid. That's so dumb. How do you, as a person that is above everything else, I guess, in a way, with over billions and billions of minds, think that was the good idea to have happen there? I don't know. But let's get more towards the end here, more towards the raid stuff. So at the end of the mission, you injure the witness after you destroy a few of those statues, which makes it more vulnerable. Which makes me question how many of those statues exactly did not want to be a part of the witness. And to me, it seemed like only one statue really, really wanted to be the witness in general. It seemed like the rest of them didn't really care to be. They just wanted to be done with it. They didn't agree with the witness. They didn't like what was going on. And they were about done with it. I mean, they begged for repentance in the light. Which, and my next question is, are we going to see any of the old witness people be revived by Ghost? I surely don't really think so, because I think that they try to bring upon the final shape again in some way or form, but you never know. Who's our next enemy? Is the Vex going to try and take over the Traveler because it's got a big old hole in the side of it now? Or are we going to be able to close that up? Probably not. Let's be honest. It's going to stay there because it's a being of light and dark now. That's what, that's what happens. But let's get more towards the raid. So me personally, I never got past first encounter. Every LFG group I joined, they just couldn't stay alive. Or they couldn't grab the things fast enough, and I was like, use healing nades and use something to make you faster. They didn't want to hear that, so after 20 hours plus of just the first encounter, I didn't get even the first encounter done, and I tested it myself. I'll show you footage here somewhere. I tested it myself to really see how bad it was to just stay alive in that, just by myself. So I went and cleared almost every room, okay? Almost every room by myself, back and forth. And I just want to say, there are a lot of people that need to learn how to keep moving. They can't just stand still. That's what I've noticed a lot of the problems are. Guys just end up standing still for too long. You can't really be standing still for more than 5 to 10 seconds at max. If that, you need to continuously move. I mean, I ended up putting on traverse steps to make me even faster, which for the most part would keep me out of the way. The only way I die is if, I don't know, if somehow the harpies, or not the harpies, the hydras spawned right on top of me. But that didn't always happen. You know what I mean? That didn't happen a good majority of the time. I was able to stay alive just fine. I mean, I was using Gallahorn for a while. I was using the machine gun for a while. I was using a lot of things to change it up. I ended up liking Gallahorn the most because it just nuked those rooms real fast, but the biggest problem I saw was, in my opinion, was people just kept dying. They just did not know how to survive something at contest mode, which, I mean, it took more time to finish this than it did Last Wish, so it was hard. Everyone can say how easy the first encounter was during contest mode. I get it. It was the way you had to do it was easy, but when you have enemies 20 level over you and you're trying to do this, it does not make it any easier. It does not at all make things easier one bit. See, the main problem with that is people aren't used to that. A lot of the people that I was playing with, because I had to use LFG, I didn't have a direct team. I kind of joined one late, and that team fell apart a few hours in. A lot of them never even made it to the first dunk. We just kept on dying before that. No matter how many times how fast we go and all that, they just die. And I mean, I was a warlock using Prismatic, so I had Devour, so it was easier for me to stay alive, I guess. But a lot of the time, like, I noticed the best things to use in that area was, well, you really needed like one Nova Bomb, if that, to take out Tormentor fast. Not even. You didn't really even need that. And really, you just need a tether, and you could get unlimited orbs, so you could just keep throwing supers everywhere, which would keep you alive for longer. Which would give me, Devour, so I could stay alive for longer as well, which would help me a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I crushed on Devour a lot for things, but at the same time, it's like, if you have those 3 orb things, the perks for the orbs on your boots, you're fine. You pick up some orbs, you revive yourself. Better already, and something else. Some weird name. It didn't matter how many times I explained that to people, they just wouldn't do it, or they'd just stand still for too long, which is when they'd have something like a Minotaur come up to them and karate chop them in the face, or they'd have, a supplicant explode on them. They'd stay still for too long, or they'd have one of the hive guys, or not hive guys, one of the strand guys come and pull them off of where they were. They weren't focused enough on and they couldn't do 2 things at once, which was plates, alright, and get rid of the enemies, which a lot of the time I saved my super and I saved my transcendence to get rid of those guys. I'm not going to say I was the perfect player for always, at the very beginning I was bad, but eventually I got used to it. I just knew what to do. It was easy. The main goal was just to stay alive, and a lot of people just had trouble staying alive and getting what we needed done, which was really unfortunate. I think I got to the 3rd phase quite a few times eventually, and then people would just die from stupid stuff. I'm not sure if they were panicking because they were staring at the time. I'm not sure what was going on, but they just did not have it. They didn't have what they needed to have, and eventually it was hard to just take the Tormentor out fast because half the people would go out there and kill it. The other half would be in the room starting plate, which I didn't understand that. Everyone needs to be out there killing the Tormentor. There's no reason to start your plate that early. And some people couldn't even survive long enough to get to the first Tormentor. So this raid was hard. I'm going to do it off contest mode here soon. I don't know exactly when, but probably sooner than later maybe. But this raid was hard. I watched the final 2 rooms for the most part. I didn't see second encounter. I didn't see third encounter. I saw fourth and fifth encounter. Not because I did it, but because I was watching other people do it. And the witness mechanics looks insane. I'm not gonna lie. They look like the most complicated mechanics I've ever seen. But they probably aren't that crazy. The one room, it seems like you need to die as a mechanic. Like, that is wild. Who decided to make that room a you must die to get to the next area kind of thing, which I couldn't believe myself. I was like, this is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen for a mechanic in a raid. I'd never expect them to be like, yeah, we're taking 3 of your reses and you're gonna like it. And then from there, you got a 12-man mission at the end, which I haven't done yet because I wanted to wait until after the raid. And you actually go there and kill the witness. And, I thought to myself that when I first saw that, okay, I thought to myself, maybe you're not completely wiping out when you die because the witness is out of the Pale Heart. He can no longer make it a darkness zone. They can't any longer make it a darkness zone. So therefore, your ghost will consistently revive you. You don't have the problem where it's a darkness zone. Versus when you go into like a hive raid, it's just filled with, there is no light. The Traveler pretty much went, or not the Traveler, the witness went into a police station and said, put your hands up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to explain it. And he was winning for a minute, but then backup came and had his ass ready. Had his ass and tore his ass down. And even during that mission, we went into the darkness and killed more of them. They were begging us to kill him still. And then we ended up killing the witness itself. And in that, it said, we don't understand. I don't understand. Which means to me that there is one main mind in there, which is controlling it. And now you have earthquakes on Nessus. You have a lot of world problems happening, which we're going to see episodes Tuesday, and they're already dropping a new trailer for the season tomorrow. So you just got hit with a week straight of content just to get hit with another straight up content for the next numerous months. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited for the episodes itself as well. They look like they're going to be awesome. They look like they're better than the seasons already. I understand they're a little longer, so there's going to be some droughts, but there was droughts in seasons. I mean, hell, how long was the last season? The longest season we ever had, but they were still able to make it cool with Pantheon and I don't even remember the last one. Onslaught. Pantheon and Onslaught, and giving you an edge transit that was good. I wasn't expecting that. I've gotten so many horrible rolled edge transits. Last thing I was ever expecting was an edge transit that could actually beat some ass. But I mean, I'm looking forward to the future of Destiny. I think that this final shape expansion is the best expansion they've ever released. It for sure stomps on Forsaken. Everyone said that Forsaken was the best. I never agreed with that. I always thought that the Taken King, even with its content drought, was the best expansion yet. And then I personally thought even Witch Queen was better than Forsaken. A lot of people aren't going to agree with me on that. That's okay. No worries there. You're not hurting my feelings with that. It is what it is, as most people would say. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what happens for the next year. I don't think that there's going to be an expansion next year. I think that they're going to be working on a Destiny 3, to be honest with you, and everything's just going to be put in Prismatic. I mean, they nerfed well, which, I mean, I'm happy and not happy for, because it was the best and pretty much the only super that was good on Warlock. I will say that Nova Bomb does seem to be better now. I want to actually do a damage test with it to see if it's any good, or I'll watch some damage tests. I want to see something be done there to see how much it actually pushes out, to see if it was really worth the nerf for well for a slight upgrade to Nova Bomb, if it's even any good. And that's a real big question mark next to it. Real big question mark. I know it killed the Tormentors pretty fast, but, you know, Tormentors are Tormentors. You're going to obviously kill them in one super. If you don't, it's not really a good super to begin with. But I will say, I'm excited for Destiny's future. The first time I've been excited in a long time. Witch Queen was great, but the seasons kind of sucked. Lightfall was mid, and the seasons kind of sucked. Well, I mean, I guess the seasons didn't suck. The seasons were about as mid as Lightfall was altogether. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what Bungie has in the future. This could be the final thing for Destiny, for all I know of. This could be it. I'm not sure. A lot of people think that they just took us fishing, and this was their last trip. This was their last fishing trip, and now they're gonna end it and end us with it, and that's going to be it. I mean, at the end of the 12-man mission, your ghost dies because you're putting the light right through it, and then Cade brings him back, which I think is crazy, but at the same time, it does slightly annoy me that that the Traveler didn't just bring it back for you. You were inside the Pale Heart. It should have been able to revive you. Or not revive you, but revive it. But instead, Cade comes along and was like, nope, I'm going to do it for you. Here you go. Here's your ghost back. Which, honestly, I'm kind of hoping that we could still somehow channel Cade through the light. And you even see Sundance in the corner over there waiting for Cade to come back to the Eternal Light, which is where Cade and Sundance last were before they got pulled into the Traveler. I can't wait to see what happens. I hope this isn't the end of Destiny. I did have the high hopes towards the end of Light, or the Final Shape, but I didn't have high hopes going into it. I had a very long video complaining about it, probably as long as this. So I just want to say I pretty much take everything I said back there. This is way better than I expected, and we'll see what Elden Ring has to pop out here soon, but I think that Destiny and Elden Ring will be tied, and or it'll be a very close first, second first, game of the year this year. I can't wait to see what happens here. I really can't. I think we're in for a wonderful journey, and I feel that we are now going to have to figure out a way to take care of the 9, because we are no longer useful to them, and if anything, we are an enemy of them now, because only 3 of them wanted us to kill the Witness. The other 2 wanted the Witness to finalize things. And now that we killed the Witness, we have no use to them. And you know what I do wonder is, I wonder if the 9 had anything to do with us getting inside the Traveler. If in some way or form they were the ones who helped make us get in there somehow. Which I know sounds like it could be stupid, but just think about it. Let that rattle in your brain. But I'm excited for the future of this for the first time in a very long time. I don't feel like I'm going into something just to be bored as shit, just because I've been playing the game for so long. I don't feel like I have a lost cause fallacy at the moment. I'm probably going to attempt the raid a few times tonight after this video is uploaded. Hopefully I get through it. If I don't, I don't, and I'm just going to do the 12-man at that point, honestly. And I can't wait to see the cutscenes. I think it's insane that Crow became Vanguard leader, but at the same time, in Destiny 1, I had a person I know tell me back then, yeah, Crow is, or Uldren is gonna kill Crow, or not kill Crow, kill Cade, and then, Cade is gonna be dead, Uldren is going to then die, become a Hunter Vanguard, and because of the Hunter Vanguard dare, is then going to have to be the next Hunter Vanguard for the tower. So, I mean, I knew about this in Destiny 1. I don't know if it was leaked or if that was just an extremely good guess. But, yeah, I can't wait for the future of Destiny, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have not played Destiny in a long time, now's the time to do it. If you're not raiding, the campaign's still amazing for you to do. And eventually you'll be able to get high enough up and have someone Sherpa you through the raid anyway. Or you could just go right into, you could do the whole, all of the missions and then go right into the 12-man activity, and you're never going to permanently die there anyway. Because there's so much light, you can't die because the Witness is no longer in the Pale Heart. I can't wait to see who the next big baddie is, and I'm hoping that they don't try to finalize us too. I have a feeling that it's going to be the Vex or the 9, but you never know. From what I can tell, Echoes seems to be a Vex person, and I don't have leaks or anything, so, you know, don't take my word for it. It seems to be a Vex that can actually communicate with us properly, so it's going to actually be more threatening. We also have Xivu Arath, we also have Savathun in the background, but honestly, I don't know if we're ever going to kill Savathun anymore. I think that she's going to be around for a while, and she's going to be an anti-hero ally of ours. I think she's going to want us to kill her sister, and I think her sister's going to end up getting revived by a ghost once she repents to the light a little bit, if she does, but I still think that she'll end up getting revived by a ghost. I think eventually Oryx will get revived by a ghost too, and we'll have another fight there in the future, most likely. If not, we will. And or we have more allies, which would be amazing. I can't wait to see the future of Destiny. I hope you all have a great day, night, and or evening. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching this, what is it, almost 30-minute video. Peace.